And our vision is to make Oji River a destination for both business, investment, leisure, tourism, and to put people out of poverty. That's what we want to do. And our mission is to empower Oji River's growth. When I mean growth, Oji River, I see from everyone's but yet to very strong development space through providing an enabling environment for enhanced business opportunities, trade, and quality of life. So anything we do is not an end in itself. Your is taking us somewhere. Like we say, it's all about Oji River. It is not about each and every one of us. Here, it is all about Oji River. And we are going to do this in 3 strategies. The first one is partnership. The second one is good governance. And the third one, inclusive economic growth and development. Let me talk about partnership. Everybody in Oji River is a stakeholder. But we know that resources in Nigerian governance may benefit them. So we want to partner with everybody. We want to partner with your ideas. We want to partner with your resources. We want to partner with your connection. We want to partner with your network. We want to partner with your everything about you, because we want to make sure that we all have our various communities. So for us, Mona said, to make sure that we catalyze, to make sure that we facilitate systems and processes that will help us to deliver resources. And then we have big natural resources per se, and those don't see where. But the biggest resource in Oji River is human resource. It is you and I. That is the biggest resource in Oji River. And we want to partner with you. We want to partner with federal government. We have our federal reps. We have our senators. We want to partner with them. We want to partner with private sector. The most important part of Oji River is the private sector. Oji River. Mother Oji is what we want to engage. More than 60% of our people have leisure. And in most of most of Ghana with because they've not seen some sort of good governance. We want to create an environment where everybody, no matter how small your resource is, will contribute that resource for development of Oji River, because it's all about Oji River. We want to partner with individuals. We want to draw on the sentimental attachment for their place. Yes. No school, my primary school, my secondary school. These are people that are making waves elsewhere in the world. We want to partner with them to bring them to make waves in Oji River. Then good governance. Good. So we want to give good governance. First of all, we want to see as much as we can to improve security in Oji. At least we want to see to improve that. We want to see open governance. Open governance is about transparency, traceability, accountability, and citizens' engagement. We want to give it to you. At least today, we are opening ourselves to you. And that is the beginning of open governance in Oji River. We want to make sure that we give you traceability for your money. So that only she will take care of who can give Banyere. That is what we want to bring in Oji. We want to bring peace. We want to bring service. We want to bring integrated supportive supervision in Oji. A situation whereby a system whereby Onyeruo Osolu there's something I want to tell people. Project na Bulu. Email Obasahau. What an attack on. So here they go. Let us have a situation where everybody will be involved in project management. Integrated supportive solution means that any Gakuzirulu case monitor project. But not in a monitor project, material I use or 16 mm or 14 mm or 10 mm. A mix of cement. We will tell you everything so that all those substandard will achieve. Then, inclusive economic growth, quality infrastructure. All so the state governor, in his magnanimity, has done a lot of things for us at the local level. The governor has promised that he's going to do 10 kilometers of road for every ward, and we are going to key into it. Now, we want to give quality health care. The biggest problem sometimes people how make because I feel illegal too much. But a health insurance scheme is a very strong scheme. The state government is so determined about it, and we will key into it to make sure that in our administration we will facilitate health insurance scheme in Ojiriba, making sure that people do not spend out of pocket. Even for health, mental health is an issue. We are going to facilitate processes that will help people's mental health so that not just that, we know that in our communities, drug abuse, we are going to partner with agencies to fight drug abuse in our communities. Because all issue good. So we are going to also make sure that these nurses, doctors, and health workers, that they are getting adequate training in what they want to do. And then when it comes to health and education, already the governor is working on one smart school for each ward, so 20 smart schools for 20 wards. Not also forgetting that there will be type 20, type 2 hospitals in every ward in Ojiriba. So we are going to key into that, because hospital, Arocharo, Bokoro, Ihadu, our hospital. Of what case, come up with that, but I don't know, what a quack doctor, Kojo Urukumango, can you doctor street here? Yes, because we need good doctors, we need good nurses, we need good health workers, we need good laboratory services. And kind of sensitize in the mind that they should patronize hospitals. All so please, we want to do that. Even education, the smart schools are there. The smart schools will be equipped. The teachers will not be supported. But there's one thing they want to do. This is a clarion call for Ndobayan outside. Why do you always contribute for burial, whereas you cannot contribute for the welfare of people? We need to convince people. We need to make them understand that health, preventive health, is better than reactive health. We need to move into prevention. We need to tell our people that health is wealth. But apart from that, we need to set up systems and encourage them to be part of it. Then even Greek, Ojiriba, ije na map, ije na Google, ị ga-ahụ issue ego aka agwọ n'ime Ojiriba niile, which means Mira Koho no River, and water is agric. We want to make sure that no na to start today. I see they go to tomato. I see uche oji. Na all year na tomato di oji. Na all year na oka di oji. Na all year na pineapple di oji. Na all year na apple di oji. Na all year na even oji. Yeah, we ego. These are the things that we want to deepen. So we want to hold us that in our capacity, we want to make sure Noji is known for at least agri products in Enugu State. Is there, so we can do it. Problems is micro, small, and medium enterprises, the development of it, and we want to see how we can develop it. There are so many opportunities. Abraham Menwete. Do you know that the resources of people living outside Oji is enough opportunity for micro, small, and medium enterprises to be empowered? You know, we want a situation where we will train them, we will facilitate linkages. Abraham Menwete. In my experience, in my training, I know a lot of them, both within the country and outside the country, and I'm going to bring that energy into Oji River. We are talking about good governance. And when we talk about good governance, one of the things we're going to grapevine is that there is a plan that Mira did Oji. That now I talk, I can do Oji enjoy. Always talk Mira Oji. It's very wonderful. So we are looking at a situation where we will have at least an Oji River urban master plan. All although possible. An Oji River urban master plan. So that actually Semiri, American Miri Ishiaga, actually Mwaku, American Ishiaga. And where proximity with Anambra State that industrial areas can spring up in Oji. We have one just at Ezagu there. It's our neighbor. So we are going to work. I've already discussed that with my deputy, and we are going to work and make sure that Nage Iyana Oji River Industrial City. We know it will not be easy. We know there will be obstacles, but we are determined to surmount them. We are determined to surmount every obstacle towards the development of Oji River. There are lots of things we need to do. Oba, with our housing schemes that are around Oba, we need to harness those ones. And with our proximity to other towns, we need to harness it. Oji River is not just a fringe local government. It's a local government where it's surrounded by about 5, and we must tap the resources into around those 5 local governments. Now, beyond that, we are going to set a foundation for tomorrow. We want to set a foundation for tomorrow in Oji. Oji in the next 20 years, when we come to your wards, or when we are consulting with you one-on-one, we want you to know, to start thinking Oji Garden in the next 20 years. We want to set up committees that will make up of the real stakeholders in Oji, the real business people, the real moguls in some of these things, so that they can sit down and we can draw up a plan for Oji in the next 20 years. So one of the things I gave up with Economic and Development Summit for Oji River, when we call our people, wherever they are living, they have to be part of it, so that we will all make sure we work together to develop Oji. We must set up an Oji River master plan. Oji in the next 20 years, we must agree on it and decide on what it will be. Oji in the next 30 years, we must start the foundation today. And this administration is going to start a solid foundation for Oji in the next 20 to 30 years. So that another person to follow up the same process, so that we can build. That is what is happening in Lagos today. They set up a master plan in 1999. They are building upon it, and Lagos is a center of excellence. So why don't we start a process of making Oji a center of excellence in Enugu State? So we will do that. Because when we you in your private space, please know that we are ready to work with you and please cooperate with us. Then, if you're going to good governance, I am security be an issue, but we will make sure that we work with relevant security agencies. There are places, and what issues generally in Nigeria. So one of the things that we're going to promote is inclusion. Inclusion and social justice is one of the things that drop security challenges in anywhere. We will call it. There is something for everybody to do, and we'll make sure that it is done. But while doing that, we are also knowing that not all the time easy, and we risks, and we challenges. For example, somebody that has a business no G, somebody that has a business no G, or go to an accord no G, no borrow a child to offer, community to offer. So we are going to dialogue around what will we do to make sure the Enugu State now, Ojiriba, Enugu State in which is called the investors. Can you buy Merunu or do you know Muna? We will call it and make sure that everybody partakes in this. Somebody can ask, yeah, actually, we had a meeting last week. The state government is doing something wonderful. The IGR in the state has been improved. And while the collection is improved, the remittances are also going to the local government as appropriate. We are going to reduce cost of governance. Let me say again, we are going to reduce cost of governance. We are going to reduce cost of governance so that there will be money available for us to do development. We will try to do that. Then, a lot of content creators, a lot of content creators. So we want to see a situation where somebody create a content and a new link or GAFA or whatever content no G. Because content creators in a way get behind them, we have a better kind of there. So now you can buy in there. ICT actually an ICT master plan for Ojiriba. Because if you are not going ICT, then you are going backwards. We must move forward and we must go with ICT. We want to develop an ICT master plan in such a way that we want to train them on how to market their wares, how to get support to build their pages and to make money out of it. We will do that. Oh, one day, one of my people in the jump. I say before she actually Baratelu Ogale Omisi Jambia because the CB centers at the head of Nigeria. We will partner with the private sector. Can say there are CBT centers for jam. Can do the go biology then never jam. And it is possible. I said at least one development center. Must jam. Don't marry here when do she last to banana. It makes Oji popular. And we want to make Oji popular. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, Ojiriba will take its pride of place in Enugu State. And to make sure we remove ourselves from Anyaebudike and say it is all about Ojiriba. So help us God. Amen. The conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Ojiriba Muruwo the Yangbalongwa Ninja only Ojiriba local government area. We gave the one to Langwa.
Thank you, Ojiriba. You can do more. Please, a round of applause for BDP from the I'm incoming chairman of Ojiriba local government. Thank you so much. I need to call on Anyaebudike, please. Remarks.
Okay, that was a very good one by the grace of God. the incoming chairman of Oji River, Honorable Greg Anyaebudike. Because Oji
River.
Ntimaka wanti unu. Ọkwanyi kwetere n'ihe niile o kwuru n'oge emepụta ya n'ihe ọ gwagwara anyị n'ọwụ. Ọkwanyi kwetere na aha lewu. Anyị kere unu. Biko, anyị na-akpọlite our stakeholders ka ha rachaa ya ọnụ ka ọ bụrụ ihe kwuru ka a na-eme. So anyị na-akpọlite the CEO Signature TV, Chief Bin Martins Ilo.
Please a round of applause for Anyaebudike.
I have a very big God, oh, it's always by my side. A very big God, oh, by my side. Ule agwage, muru na ta igwe egwu na chukwu anyị dị mma. A very big God. Oji River. It is all about Oji River. Biko, the chairman of the occasion, the chairmanship candidate of the PDP, very respected party members, government nọ n'etiti anyị, the Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, ndị Oji River ekene m unu. Ụdị nke eme kwaba anyị o men kwaba anyị, where somebody who wants to serve us is asking us to have a buy-in into what he wants to do. He's telling us, I will do A, B, C. End of his tenure is so easy. Imam ọrụrụ ihe nkwa kwere anyị ma o mepụtara ọkwe. Ihe na-achọgodu m ụchọ ọgwụ. As you know, it is all about Oji River. Awọkwa m onye PDP, ma na-emekwa m invite. So what it means is that what? It is all about Oji River. It's not about party. And ihe bụ ihe na-ekpere since ka anyị nwa ndị Oji River will look for the best candidates. Achọrọ m ịma ma onye iyi, ma onye achị, ma onye ugwu ọba. Ndị PDP alaghị ọgwa nke. Achọrọ m ịma ma PDP, APC, or APGA. Ihe anyị chọrọ nwa Oji River akwara aka wee mee nnụ wee wepụta. And I think Greg Anyaebudike is that man. I followed his progress. Only hear Greg Ngwaruna about what he has done. I followed his progress. When Greg told me he wanted to be chairman of Oji River, Moshi for what? You are playing in the international level and national level. Look here at your chairmanship, Nyashim big brother. I'm doing it for other people. I want to come and do it for Oji River. Moshi, okay. Motion I ekpe Chukwu ekpere ọkwa Chukwu na-enye eze na ọ bụkwa mmadụ. And today, in the wisdom of the PDP, ha ewepụtagbu isi anyị support ọ. Anyị emeghe party na this matter. It's not about party. It's about what is good for Oji River. I don't want to come and say what we all know. Behind in almost everything. I don't want to say it. It's been said, we all know. We want a chairman that will bring Oji River together. Whether we want B, we will C, we will party in care, we will party in culture, we want somebody to bring us together so we can harness the potentials in Oji River. And though the So ekechakwa akwụkwọ a onye ọbụla na werukwa ije frame o debe n'ụlọ. Ọ gaa 6 months anyị akpọọ na phone Greg ọ bụ ọkwa ihe egwu ga-eme ọ anyị asị congratulations na emeba mma. We should all be part of this governance. Anọ one day n'ibebe anyị na-adụ ebido ịkwa ụzọ mụchi ndị nne m na-akwụta hey Jehova n'ime na-arụkwa n'ụzọ ojii ọgwụ mụ nawa the next day ma anata ha arụchawa ọrụ. They just did 1 kilometer of road and they left. And when I sent my reporters to find out, I discovered that that was not the terms of the contract. But because nobody was asking, nobody was following up, how many 1 kilometer we're going to cause the China Kana? The government we have to be interested. And this time, I am where the opportunity. Where the chairman now say I want to work with you. We should rally around him. Because my young Oji, Anya Abasa for too much. Ojiriba in the last 8-10 years, if you want to be chairman or you want to be councillor, Egawa was Kosoka. I want to help we get Eziago. Ojiriba Madania. If we come together, let's go and negotiate with Ojiriba. And that way we will make more progress. So Biko, Greg has outlined a number of this health insurance. But I have seen that it will not succeed if all these elites here and the elites in diaspora, our businessmen, our brothers in Diego, if they don't buy into it. Oji should have a mantra of no one should be left behind. For this work, onye ndị erejekwe nnukwu azụ na-akpata nnukwu nkụ obere azụ eme nnọọ akpata obere nkụ ndị a na-akpatapụta ha we must find a way to carry them along. Biko ihe m bịara echi ndị Oji, it is not business as usual. The person m na-abịa nchi Oji now is a technocrat. Ya na ndị ọcha arụgbo, ya na ndị ebe niile arụgbo. Let's follow him. Ọ bụrụ ya eme ihe this particular way, ọ agagharụ. You know, you should try go to the other side. Maybe it will work. So, let's see how we can support this young man. Let's see how we can support this young man. I believe with what he has outlined, with our support and our prayers, it will not only be about Ojiriba, it will be the success and well-being of Ojiriba. Ojiriba. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for Big Martin Silo. Pico, on your side, because of the fact that I will campaign today, and I know a minute 30 seconds and down to 2 minutes. Can we manage the time? Thank you very much. The next person.
Pico, I know Dr. Eric Oledo, our elder.
Elder, thank you very much.
Ojiriba. Biko, Chairman. Maila. DG. Biko, let me, because of 3 minutes I am, can have put the protocol which is there. I thank God Almighty that our great stakeholders are here. Mwe Greg Lasset, my brother, just as my junior brother said, that this is the first time. But if I remember that Greg
one of the people that push. Can you all marry chairman? Obia boy who kind of like central school ever. Politics of that. I think I am. What happens there? Thank God that we are here now and you are doing it. Thank God. Now I thank God like I am me here. I have for Gabriel Anyaebudike auditorium. Bikono. Can you give me a 1 minute silence? Bikono. Amburobi Nze Gabriel Anyaebudike, the former executive chairman of Ojiriba and other portfolios Ojiri, Zoige Nandoba, thank you. Sit down. He mentioned all this because he was one of the people that gave us service as a chairman. He gave us service as a chairman. We all remember that. Now, Greg, I'm a witness. Even more when dog go. Because every time I know Jemo where Mabuja, Elijah person. Greg after. So now I got this World Bank DFI projects. Upon Greg, she is so. Or she may Kano. I think okay, we are coming to Kano. So Greg rural on the side of the citizen. Greg rural on the side of government. And now Greg is government. So it will be easy for Greg. Those things, the charter of demand. I visit every community. Greg packaged all of them. The chairman Greg, that document is coming back to you. That document is coming back to you. So, because I bere Chineke wezanyo Ozara iloto Ozara inebaleo I bere Chineke weza Odindo. Finally, Langbochi Okum, I can Dr. Barrister Peter Mba, Governor of Enugu State. You know who got the type of smart schools on our type 2 health center. Health center. Just like Greg said, Iro Health Center, Ukbokorolo, Ichihe, the health professionals, Ichihe vaccines, Ichihe Jarol, is not a health center. And that is what our governor has said. And that's what Greg has accepted. If I'm with Greg, one of the highest politicians in knowledge, like Greg, another Peter Mba. Because Ejimaha, citizens of Geneva, Wola Greg, like said, because who may disappoint when because the trust is too much, the confidence is too much, and the prayers I needed is too much. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for the last speaker. I got Politezi, the DG. Thank you, sir. PDP, power to the people. PDP, power to the people. Power to the people. PDP. Because I want another program today. I now want to more people. I'm sure now this is testimony. Greg ka onye ọbụla ga na-ekwu because na anyị ncha niile maara ya. Biko onye na-ekwuru eziokwu kịta ya biko si na gị ụfọdụ anya ndị mmadụ na-ene m na mana biko ka ga-eje about 2 words.
Thank you very much. Because of the kind permission, I now Bonite, the now chairman of our great party. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Welusa.
PDP. What to the people? Or was it the PDP that are under PDP? Oji River. Because it can observe other protocols. The presentation of Manifesto of the flag bearer of PDP, Chairmanship of Oji River local government area. Now eventually do discover that party gave vote. So some party go here in that. Without party, I am a flag bearer. Therefore, as a party is what? Supreme. All the party, Gama, the party must say something. All the party is why do you remember the null and the void? So because I want to thank the Yoruba people and to thank the flag bearer and his deputies. These are tested and trusted people. And these are people, the kind of people we are looking at, that we liberate to Yoruba. Shackles of underdevelopment. They are coming to work. They are not coming to, play games. And one other thing that interests me so much is what Dr. O said. For the first time, Oji River is choosing a chairman by Oji River people. Okay? Oji River is not choosing a chairman from other places coming to impose the chairman in Oji River. So the ball is your court to prove that yes, it is chosen by Oji River that we made the chairman. Nobody from Aniri gave us chairman. Nobody from Musuka gave Oji River chairman. And nobody from any other place. That chairman came from Oji River. Okay? Therefore, I wouldn't want to say. I want to thank His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Barrister Peter Mbak, who made it possible. Who said the river must be organized. And on behalf of the party in the zone, in my own humble self, having asked me to be the zonal chairman of this party in Enugu West, I want to only thank you for the massive vote you gave me at Okpara Square the other day. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Please a round of applause. I now see our DG campaign organization for Great and Safe 2024. Chairman, thank you.
Okay, permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to recognize the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Tourism and Culture of Enugu State, and also the DPO in Oji River here, and the head of the military presence in Oji River here, and other distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have come a long way to witness what we call unprecedented development that has taken place in our community, Oji River local government area. What has happened today has never happened. And this is what we see at international level when leaders come to make a decision on their vision. And if this was given a bigger thought, this shall be entitled Vision 2034. Actually speaks about integration and development of Oji River, where mention has been made on 3 key areas, namely partnership, good governance, inclusive growth, and development. What we know is that we believe that Greg is going to work and perform, and he's going to deliver. We also know that Greg is going to own to the responsibility of taking Oji River forward and remain accountable to us. What we want to tell Greg is that it is true that we are aware that in governance of today, there's what is called representative democracy, where people that are elected as representatives actually form those that make decisions. Greg is a technocrat, and we want to remind him in the new or modern governance that technocrats form the pillars, and we call on him to adopt what we call philosophy of mobilization of dispersed knowledge. This means that Greg will have to involve technocrats in Oji River, whether they are here or outside the confines of the continent, and also involve those that have indigenous knowledge, the people at home here, the grassroots. This will help him to attain development and achieve his vision. As we draw to close, I take this opportunity to thank all of you for being part of this process. I thank Greg for inviting us here and presenting his manifesto. And we want to thank the Executive Governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Dr. Pitamba, for leading us well and projecting multitasking development in the state. And we are hoping that Greg is going to emulate his vision and do the same within the state. As we close, I want to make an announcement that the team here will continue with this project of moving Greg forward to ensure that Greg takes this leadership position of the chairmanship of Oji River, and the movement is going to start from Ward 1 to Ward 2 to continue with our campaign within Oji River here. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, a round of applause. That was the chairman of the occasion, Dr. Anyaebudike.
I hope no one will eat as a creamer. Oh, one day to Greg, oh, one daughter. So, when I call one, I get I got down Ward 1 and Ward 2 Oji River in continuation of people that support to Greg. Oh, we have somebody here for that, you know. So I know move to Ward 1 and Ward 2 Oji River. Thank you.
I got the campaign. The campaign train will go down to Ward 1 and Ward 2.
Because by the video, you on Rokwana, or you went to the bit by by the video, so because I now monitor Honorable Mrs. Sylvia Awubemeli, Konya a brief closing prayer.
Ezi Chineke pụrụ ime ihe niile, anyị ekele gị maka tata. Anyị na-ekele gị maka tupu anyị abịa ebe anyị ma na anyị na-abịa. Anyị na-ekele gị maka ihe ọma na-emere Oji River. Anyị na-arịọ gị ka the Holy Spirit, Chukwu Mmụọ Nsọ, ka ọ bịa nọnyere anyị, ka ọ bịa nọnyere Greg na Seth, ka o duo ha n'ije niile anyị ga-eje, ọ gaghị akpọ anyị. Onye nwere ga-eso anyị je sọsọ aṅụrị ka ọ ga na-enwe. At the end of the day, anyị na-asị gị Chineke, ị bụrụ onye isi oche n'ihe niile anyị ga-eme, imekwa ka ọnọdụ Greg na Seth na Oji River bụ ihe ga-eji na-ama atụ n'aha Jizọs Kraịst onye nwe anyị, n'aha Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ. Amen.
The champion, the life is safe.
Local government area. ọnwa Septemba akwara mma agba abalị Ojiriba chọrọ ezigbo mgbanwe. Ojiriba chọrọ mmepe obodo tọrọ atọ. Ojiriba chọrọ udo, ịhụnanya, na nchekwa ndụ na akụ na ụba. Ọ ya mere anyị niile ji akọta n'igwe ya kwado egwu eji eje ọgụ na Ojiriba. Site n'afọ 2018 rukwa n'afọ 2024, ọ gosiri ihe ọ na-emebi. Ọ gbara nzere ndị iche iche ọzụzụ ndị iche.